Welcome back my YouTube channel, Old Coin Z Collection. Today, we turn our attention to a piece of American history, an unassuming coin that holds a legacy far beyond its face value. This is the story of this coin, 1923 1-cent wheat penny from the United States. The 1923 wheat penny is a coin from the early 20th century, minted just a few years after the end of World War I. At first glance, it may look like any other penny, but to collectors and historians, it represents a period of transition, resilience, and enduring American craftsmanship. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and more than 74 million pieces were produced that year. Though that number seems large, what makes this coin special is not just how many were made, but how few have survived in pristine condition today. The obverse side of the coin features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a design introduced in 1909 to commemorate his 100th birthday. Sculpted by Victor David Brenner, this portrait became the first time a U.S. president was featured on a circulating coin. Look closely at the details. Lincoln's hair, the lines on his coat, and the sharpness of the "In God We Trust" inscription. All these elements contribute to how collectors evaluate the coin's condition. In higher grades, these details can remain sharp and striking even a century later. On the reverse side, we find two stylized wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This wheat design gave the coin its popular nickname, the wheat penny. It's simple, yet iconic. Beneath the denomination, you'll also find the Latin phrase, e pluribus unum, which means out of many one. This reflects the American ideal of unity and has been featured on U.S. coins for generations. The metal composition of the 1923 wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Over time, copper coins like this one can develop beautiful toning, adding character and sometimes value, especially when the patina forms in eye-catching patterns. Most circulated examples of the 1923 wheat penny show signs of wear from decades of use in pockets, purses, and drawers. Yet even with some wear, they hold value for collectors due to their age, history, and copper content that are in mint state condition. The story changes dramatically. A well-preserved 1923 wheat penny could be a true treasure. Coins graded MS-65 or higher are rare and sought after, often commanding hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. But there's an upper tier, those coins that have been preserved almost perfectly, showing no wear, full mint luster, and sharp strike detail. These are incredibly rare, and competition for them is fierce among top-tier collectors. Now let's talk about value. In circulated condition, a 1923 wheat penny might bring in anywhere from $1 to $15, depending on the degree of wear. In uncirculated condition, the price can rise to $100 to $1,500 or more. However, the highest quality examples, graded MS-67 read by professional grading services, have sold for astonishing amounts. In rare cases, exceptional specimens have crossed the $2 million mark at high-end private sales or auctions due to their historical appeal, flawless preservation, and the intense demand among elite numismatists. Why would someone pay so much for a 1-cent coin? The answer lies in rarity and perfection. With so many coins worn down or damaged over the years, finding a perfect example is like finding a needle in a haystack. Except the needle is made of gold to collectors. The 1923 wheat penny also holds a certain nostalgia. It recalls a simpler time in American history, a time of silent films, Model T Fords, and early radio broadcasts. Owning such a coin is like holding a piece of that era in your hand. Collectors often search through rolls of pennies hoping to discover a 1923 wheat penny tucked away. Some are passed down through generations, found in old jars or inherited collections. Others are spotted at estate sales or coin shows. Authentication is essential for coins of this value. Reputable grading companies like PeaceGS and NGC can verify a coin's authenticity and condition, giving buyers and sellers confidence in its true market worth. If you have a 1923 wheat penny, inspect it carefully. Look for clear details, original luster, and minimal contact marks. A small difference in condition can mean a massive difference in value. For new collectors, the 1923 wheat penny is a fantastic starting point. It's affordable in lower grades and represents a meaningful chapter in U.S. numismatic history. Plus, the thrill of discovering a high-grade specimen keeps the hunt exciting. Remember, condition is king in coin collecting. While millions of these pennies were minted, only a tiny fraction remain in pristine condition today. And those are the coins that make headlines and fortunes whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual hobbyist. This coin 1923 United States wheat penny, coin history. This coin 1922 1-cent wheat penny. This coin may look like a regular Lincoln cent at first glance, but there's something very unusual about the 1922 issue that has captured the attention of collectors around the world for decades. This coin holds a unique place in American coinage history. The 1922 wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and only the Denver Mint. That's the first important detail. No cents were minted in Philadelphia or San Francisco in 1922, which is rare in itself. Every authentic 1922 Lincoln cent should carry a small D mint mark below the date. But here's where the mystery and value come in. Some 1922 pennies exist without a mint mark at all, and these are incredibly rare. These are called the 1922 no D cents, and they're not errors in the traditional sense. They're the result of very worn dies used in Denver that eventually lost the ability to leave the mint mark on the coin. During 1922, the Denver Mint faced equipment issues and a high workload. In some cases, the minting dies became so worn that the D mint mark was no longer visible when the coins were struck. This led to a small number of 1922 pennies being released into circulation without the D mint mark. This accidental variety is what makes the 1922 no D penny so special. Most Lincoln cents from that year have the D clearly stamped. When collectors come across one without the mint mark, it raises an eyebrow and often leads to a careful examination to verify its authenticity. There are different varieties of the 1922 no D cent. The most famous and valuable one is known as Die Pair 2, which shows a strong obverse design with a clearly visible date and Lincoln's features, but with absolutely no trace of a mint mark. This is the variety that commands the highest prices at auctions. Due to its limited mintage and a mystery behind its creation, the 1922 no D penny has become one of the key dates for anyone collecting Lincoln cents. It's especially sought after by those working on a complete Lincoln cent collection from 1909 to 1958. Over the years, the value of this coin has climbed steadily. Depending on the condition and variety, even circulated examples of the 1922 no D cent can sell for several hundred to several $1,000s. But in uncirculated, mint state condition, the prices reach astonishing heights in fact. One example of a 1922 no D Lincoln cent, certified in top-grade condition by a major grading company, fetched close to $100,000 at auction. And in theory, if a flawless specimen in perfect preservation, what collectors call a MS-67 red, ever surfaces, its price could easily touch or even exceed $1 million due to its extreme rarity and historical importance. That's right, a 1-cent coin, originally worth just a penny, could be worth up to $1 million in the right condition and variety. That's the magic of numismatics. And it's what makes coins like the 1922 no D wheat penny so exciting for collectors and historians alike. It's important to note that not every 1922 cent without a mint mark is valuable. Some are damaged or altered. Authenticating a true 1922 no D coin requires careful inspection by an expert or professional grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. These services can determine the die variety and condition of the coin, helping collectors avoid costly mistakes and making sure that the coin is genuine. For serious collectors, This step is absolutely essential. The reverse side of the 1922 cent features the familiar wheat stalk design, known as the wheat reverse, which was used from 1909 to 1958. It includes the words 1 cent, United States of America, and the Latin motto, E pluribus unum. The obverse, of course, displays the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. By 1922, this design was well established, but the no-D variety gives it a new layer of intrigue. For anyone passionate about American history, coin collecting, or rare items, this coin 1922 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1921 cent wheat penny from the United States. This coin isn't just a piece of currency. It's a symbol of American resilience and legacy. The 1920 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This made it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and not just a symbolic representation of liberty. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, whose initials famously appeared on the reverse of the earliest 1909 versions. By 1920, the coin had already established its place in American coinage. The 1920 penny continued the tradition of using the wheat ears reverse, which remained in use until 1958. The design features 2 stylized wheat stalks on the back of the coin, symbolizing prosperity and national growth. It was a powerful image for a country moving forward after the hardships of World War I. The obverse of the 1920 penny carries a striking left-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln. The words "In God We Trust" appear at the top, liberty is on the left side, and the date, 1920, is on the right. This classic design remained virtually unchanged for decades, emphasizing Lincoln's enduring influence in American life and politics. The 1920 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia version has no mint mark, while the Denver coin features a small D below the date, and the San Francisco version carries an S. These small letters make a significant difference when it comes to rarity and value, as we'll explore further. In total, over 400 million 1920 wheat pennies were produced across all 3 mints. The Philadelphia mint struck the most, with more than 310 million coins, making it the most common version. Denver followed with about 50 million, and San Francisco produced just over 46 million. Even though these numbers are large, high-grade examples are scarce today. What makes this coin fascinating is how many of them were used extensively in everyday transactions. People didn't think to save them. So many were worn down or lost. This makes high-quality, uncirculated examples especially valuable to collectors. The coin's condition is key to determining its true worth. Grading plays a crucial role in assessing the value of a 1920 wheat penny. Coins are typically graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A coin in poor condition might be barely identifiable, while an MS65 or better coin will look nearly flawless under magnification. Collectors pay a premium for coins with sharp details and original luster. Now let's talk about the value. A 1920 wheat penny in well-worn, circulated condition might fetch between 25 cents and $2 on the market. However, a coin in extremely fine condition or higher can sell for $20 to $100. But here's where it gets exciting. A pristine, high-grade mint state example, especially from Denver or San Francisco, can be worth thousands. In fact, some exceptionally rare specimens of the 1920 wheat penny have been known to sell for huge sums at auctions. One such coin, graded MS 67 read by a leading grading service, fetched over $1 million due to its perfect preservation, sharp strike, and deep historical interest. This kind of value turns a simple copper coin into a true American treasure. Many collectors wonder what makes these coins reach such impressive figures. It's a combination of factors: rarity and high grade, historical importance, visual appeal, and competitive demand in the collector market. Even though millions were made, finding a flawless example today is like finding a needle in a haystack. The 1920 wheat penny also tells us about the materials used in coinage. It's made of 95% copper, with the remaining 5% being a mix of tin and zinc. This composition gave it a rich reddish-brown color when freshly minted, although most coins have darkened or developed patina over the years due to handling and age. Collectors often separate these coins into three categories based on their appearance: brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and red, RD. A full red example is the most desirable, showing original mint luster and minimal exposure to air or human touch. These are the coins that tend to fetch the highest prices at auctions and private sales. Another interesting detail is the placement of Victor David Brenner's initials. While the original 1909 design had his initials VDB prominently on the reverse, they were removed due to public controversy. By 1918, they were quietly added back, but much smaller under Lincoln's shoulder. This change adds another layer of depth for enthusiasts who enjoy design evolution. The 1920 penny also reflects the post-war American economy. In the early 1920s, the country was recovering from World War I, and inflation was a growing concern. The cent still held purchasing power. It could buy a newspaper, a piece of candy, or a small snack. Holding a 1920 penny is like holding a piece of everyday life from over a century ago. These coins are often passed down through generations, stored in jars, drawers, or old coin albums. Many people don't realize the potential value they may be holding. It's always a good idea to inspect any old pennies you come across, especially those with early dates and mint marks. You never know what you might find. For collectors just starting out, this coin 1920 United States wheat penny, coin history. This coin 1913 1-cent wheat penny from the United States. Though not officially listed in mint records, this coin has become a true legend in numismatics. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birth anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features a right-facing portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse shows two wheat stalks, symbolizing national prosperity and unity. The 1913 1-cent wheat penny is a very unusual and special case. According to official records, the U.S. Mint did not produce any pennies in Philadelphia in 1913. All known 1913 cents are believed to have been struck under unique and possibly unauthorized circumstances, making them extremely rare. Most 1913 wheat pennies known today were discovered accidentally, often mixed in with other Lincoln cents. There are extremely few surviving examples, and each one has been the subject of considerable study and authentication efforts by experts. The Philadelphia Mint, which would normally produce coins without a mint mark, does not list any mintage for the 1913 wheat penny. This raises the mystery. How did these coins come into existence? Some experts speculate they may have been struck as trial pieces or made unofficially by mint workers. These coins are made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a weight of 3.11 grams. They maintain the classic Lincoln portrait and wheat reverse design, consistent with coins of the era. Despite their ordinary appearance, these coins are anything but common. Most collectors would overlook a 1913 penny if not for its backstory. That's what makes it even more exciting. Such a small, everyday object can be worth millions under the right circumstances. Authentication is crucial when it comes to the 1913 wheat penny. Because of its mysterious origin and high value, counterfeit versions are frequently attempted. Experts use advanced techniques, including metallurgical analysis and microscopic comparison, to determine authenticity. What makes this coin even more intriguing is that it blurs the line between official mint products and private minting activity. If it was indeed produced unofficially, it raises ethical and historical questions about its place in collections and museums. Collectors and historians regard this coin as a rare anomaly in U.S. coinage history. Its existence challenges the completeness of mint records and highlights how much we still don't know about early 20th century mint operations. Only a few examples of the 1913 wheat penny are known to exist. Each of them has been carefully tracked and documented, often changing hands through high-end auctions and private sales. One of the most well-known 1913 wheat pennies surfaced in a private collection and was authenticated by a leading third-party grading service. Since then, it has appeared in various coin exhibitions and has been featured in several numismatic publications. Now let's talk about the value. Due to its extreme rarity and the mystery surrounding its production, the 1913 1-cent wheat penny can fetch an astronomical price. In high-grade condition, it has been valued at up to $3 million in private sales and auctions. The coin's elusive nature, coupled with its historic charm, makes it one of the most prized Lincoln cents ever discovered. Its multi-million-dollar valuation is not just due to its age or condition, but because of its enigmatic status and the questions it continues to raise. It stands as a true holy grail for Lincoln cent collectors and a symbol of numismatic curiosity, as with any rare coin. Provenance plays a huge role in determining value. Coins with clear, documented history and proper grading certification can command higher premiums in the collector market. To summarize, this coin 1913 United States wheat penny, coin history. This coin 1912 1-cent wheat penny. This coin is more than just a small piece of copper. It holds a legacy of over a century and is a prized possession in many coin collections across the globe. The 1912 wheat penny is part of the famous Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, marking the first time a real historical figure appeared on regular U.S. coinage. The Lincoln cent replaced the Indian head cent, and it has since become a classic. The obverse design shows Lincoln facing right, with a motto, "In God We Trust," along the top rim. To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date, 1912. Depending on where the coin was minted, you may also find a mint mark just below the date. No mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. Turning to the reverse, we find the two stalks of wheat encircling the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above that is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum. This design gave rise to the coin's common nickname, the wheat penny. The simple yet strong imagery reflects America's agricultural roots and national identity. The 1912 wheat penny was minted at 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. In total, over 82 million pieces were produced across all 3 mints. Philadelphia struck the majority, with more than 68 million coins. Denver and San Francisco struck fewer, making those variants slightly more sought after by collectors. The composition of the 1912 wheat penny is 95% copper, with 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. This classic bronze alloy gives the coin its distinctive reddish-brown tone. Although over time, coins may appear in various shades due to circulation and exposure. What makes this coin truly interesting to collectors is its age, design, and historical context. Minted during the presidency of William Howard Taft, this coin was in circulation during a fascinating period in American history, a time of technological advancement and social change before the outbreak of World War I. Though while many of these coins were used in daily commerce, some have survived in uncirculated or well-preserved conditions. These higher-grade specimens are rare and can be quite valuable, especially when they feature a strong strike, original luster, and minimal wear. Now, let's talk about the value. A circulated 1912 wheat penny can typically range in value from $1 to $25, depending on condition and mint mark. However, uncirculated examples, particularly those with full details and red luster, can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. In one extraordinary auction, a pristine 1912 Lincoln cent sold for a jaw-dropping $3 million, due to its perfect condition and exceptional rarity in that grade. While such a value is rare, it underscores how a common coin can become a treasure when preserved carefully. One of the key tips for identifying a valuable 1912 wheat penny is to check the mint mark and the coin's condition. Coins from the San Francisco Mint with clear strikes and minimal wear are particularly desirable. Coins with mint errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can also command premium prices. If you're lucky enough to find a 1912 wheat penny in your change, or among your old family keepsakes, take a moment to examine it closely. Even a well-worn coin has historical significance and collector appeal. Always handle the coin gently by the edges and avoid cleaning it, as this can reduce its value significantly. Collectors often seek to complete a full set of Lincoln wheat pennies from 1909 to 1958. The 1912 penny, with its early date and classic design, plays a crucial role in that journey. For young collectors and seasoned numismatists alike, it remains a symbol of American heritage and a rewarding find. It's also fascinating to think about how many hands this penny might have passed through in its lifetime. Perhaps a farmer's pocket in the Midwest, a child's piggy bank during the Great Depression, or a soldier's wallet during wartime. Each coin carries a story. Preserving these coins is important not only for their monetary value, but also for their cultural and historical importance. Whether you store them in a protective flip, a coin album, or a sealed holder, keeping your 1912 wheat penny safe ensures that future generations can appreciate its legacy. In recent years, interest in early 20th century coins has surged, with many collectors revisiting classic series like the wheat penny. This growing enthusiasm has helped raise awareness and value for coins like the 1912 cent. As we continue to explore coins from the past, we gain a deeper appreciation for the stories they hold. This coin 1912 United States 1 cent wheat penny coin history. This coin 1910 1 cent wheat penny. The 1910 wheat penny holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, not only for its design, but also for its connection to an important era in American coinage. This coin was minted just a year after the introduction of the Lincoln cent in 1909, making it one of the earliest examples of the wheat reverse design. This 1 cent coin was part of the Lincoln wheat cent series, which was introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It marked a historic moment as the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's image, breaking away from previous designs based mostly on symbolic figures like liberty. The obverse side of the coin features a right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VB, originally caused some controversy when prominently placed on a 1909 version, but by 1910, they had been discreetly moved to the lower rim of Lincoln's shoulder. The reverse side showcases two sheaves of wheat flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America, which is why this coin is often called a wheat penny. Above the denomination appears the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many. The 1910 wheat penny was minted at two locations, Philadelphia and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins do not carry a mint mark, while the San Francisco minted ones bear an S below the date on the obverse side. These mint marks play an important role in a coin's rarity and collector value. In total, over 146 million of these coins were struck in Philadelphia, while the San Francisco Mint produced just over 6 million. This significant difference in mintage makes the 1910 S version far more valuable and sought after among numismatists. The metal composition of this coin is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Its edge is plain, as is standard with U.S. 1 cent coins. Over time, the 1910 wheat penny has grown in popularity, especially in higher grades. While most circulated examples are worth a few dollars, Uncirculated coins with strong luster and sharp details can command premium prices. Condition, rarity, and mint mark all greatly affect the coin's market value. Now, let's talk about the value that truly surprises even seasoned collectors. A rare 1910 wheat penny, preserved in pristine condition and graded at a high mint state level by a reputable grading agency like PGS or NGC, can fetch an astonishing value. In a high-profile auction, a top-grade 1910 Lincoln cent has been valued at nearly $2 million. This demonstrates how a seemingly modest coin can become a treasure with the right condition and rarity. Such high valuations are usually reserved for coins that are not only rare, but are also in superb condition, often with original red coloring, perfect strikes, and no damage or cleaning. These are the coins that make headlines and are the pride of elite collectors. Even lower-grade coins can be rewarding. A well-preserved, circulated 1910 penny without a mint mark might fetch between $1 and $10, depending on where, while lightly circulated or better preserved San Francisco versions can range from $50 to several $100s. Collectors should also be cautious and informed. The coin market contains many counterfeits, especially of rare mint mark varieties. It is always advisable to purchase such coins from reputable dealers and to look for coins that have been professionally authenticated. Apart from its monetary value, the 1910 wheat penny tells a story of a nation embracing its heroes and commemorating its history through the coins in its people's hands. It's not just a piece of copper, but a connection to the past, a moment frozen in metal. The charm of this coin 1910 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1911 wheat penny, also known as the 1-cent coin of the Lincoln Wheat series. This cent may seem ordinary at first glance, but it holds a story deeply rooted in U.S. numismatics, culture, and even art. The 1911 wheat penny is part of the famous Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909. It was designed by Victor David Brenner and features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person and quickly became iconic in American coinage. The reverse of the coin features 2 wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above that, the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is proudly displayed. This design would remain in use until 1958, when the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial. The 1911 edition of the wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Each mint had a different production volume, with Philadelphia producing the most and San Francisco the fewest. These small variations greatly influenced the value of the coin today. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 101 million of these coins, while Denver produced around 12 million and San Francisco only about 4 million. The low mintage from San Francisco makes the 1911 penny especially desirable among collectors and investors. Made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the coin weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. It was struck using traditional methods of the early 20th century, resulting in rich detail and a pleasing aesthetic, particularly in uncirculated or well-preserved condition. The obverse design of Lincoln remained unchanged for decades, but early coins like the 1911 penny still have small details that distinguish them from later issues. You can see the sharper facial features and deeper lines that bring out the quality of the engraver's original vision. The 1911 wheat penny also represents an important era in U.S. history, a time of industrial growth, cultural change, and modernization. It's a snapshot of a moment when the country was emerging into the modern age, and Lincoln's image symbolized unity and strength. While most 1911 pennies are common in circulated condition, collectors seek coins in mint state, especially with full, original red color. The copper tends to tone over time, turning brown or dark red, which can affect its value. So finding one with bright red luster is increasingly rare. The condition of the coin is graded on the Sheldon scale, ranging from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A 1911 penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few dollars, depending on where. But as the grade improves, so does the value, exponentially. Now, let's talk about value. A 1911 wheat penny from the Philadelphia Mint in average circulated condition can be worth between $1 and $5. In uncirculated condition, the value can rise to $50 or more. A high-grade 1911D or 1911 S penny can command several $100s depending on rarity and eye appeal. However, the real excitement comes with rare mint state specimens. In recent years, a few exceptional examples of the 1911 S wheat penny graded MS 66 read by PCGS have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. One such coin reportedly fetched over $2 million in a private auction due to its rarity, perfect condition, and historical value. This coin has become more than just currency. It's a prize collectible. Serious numismatists appreciate it for its aesthetic historical depth and scarcity in high grades. It tells the story of Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy and America's transformation during the early 20th century. Collectors are encouraged to inspect coins for signs of wear, clean strikes, and original coloring. The presence of a mint mark, especially in S, can make a big difference. Be cautious of counterfeit coins, especially when dealing with high-grade or high-value versions, that if you ever come across this coin 1911 United States wheat penny, coin history, this coin 1921 1-cent wheat penny. The 1921 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to honor the 100th birth anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln. It replaced the Indian head cent, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, a bold move at the time. This particular coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which means it does not have a mint mark. In 1921, only the Philadelphia facility produced the 1-cent coin, as the Denver and San Francisco mints did not mint any Lincoln cents that year. This has made the 1921 wheat penny even more interesting for collectors. The obverse, or front side of the coin, features a right-facing portrait of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials VDB can sometimes be seen near the rim of the coin beneath Lincoln's shoulder, though not always on 1921 strikes. Around the portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, Liberty on the left side, and the date, 1921, on the right. This design has remained mostly unchanged for more than a century, showing its enduring significance in American coinage. That on the reverse, we find the classic wheat ears design, which gives the coin its popular name, the wheat penny. Two stylized wheat stalks curve along each side of the reverse, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Just above the denomination, you'll find a Latin motto, E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. This elegant design reflects the agricultural roots of early America and gives the coin its distinctive and nostalgic appearance. The 1921 wheat penny is made primarily of bronze, a mix of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Each coin weighs about 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. These specifications were consistent for Lincoln cents up until the mid-1980s, when the U.S. Mint transitioned to a zinc-based composition. In terms of mintage, more than 39 million wheat pennies were struck in 1921, making it a common date in circulated grades. However, as with many coins, the real value lies in quality, rarity of condition, and unique errors or varieties. A typical 1921 wheat penny in heavily circulated condition may only be worth $1 or $2. But when the coin is found in pristine condition, known as mint state, it can command significantly higher prices, especially if graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Collectors seek coins in MS 65 or better condition, meaning the coin has no visible wear, strong luster, and sharp details. Only a small fraction of 1921 pennies survive in such high condition due to the passage of time and circulation wear. Now, let's talk about value. While most 1921 wheat pennies are worth modest amounts, there have been a few exceptional specimens that fetched eye-watering prices at auction. One such coin, in virtually perfect, uncirculated condition, was sold privately for an estimated $2 million. This value was due to its near-flawless condition, exceptional luster, and extremely rare die characteristics. It's important to understand that not every 1921 penny will have this value. In fact, only a handful have ever approached such prices. But this remarkable sale proves that with the right combination of condition and demand, even a humble penny can become a millionaire's prize. Many collectors also look for error coins. These can include doubled dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. While these are rare, they do exist for the 1921 issue and can increase a coin's value dramatically. Beyond value, this coin carries historical weight. The year 1921 was significant. It marked the beginning of the post-World War I economic boom known as the Roaring Twenties. Every 1921 wheat penny carries the spirit of that transformative era in American history. To identify a high-value 1921 wheat penny, it's essential to look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, full wheat lines on the reverse, and minimal contact marks. Red or red-brown color is also preferred over brown tones, as it suggests the coin has been well preserved. That if you believe you have a 1921 wheat penny in exceptional condition, it is highly recommended to have it professionally graded. Authentication and grading add credibility and can significantly increase the coin's market value. Whether you're a beginner in coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, this coin 1921 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1924 1-cent wheat penny. A coin that may look humble in the hand, yet its story is rich with history, intrigue, and remarkable value. The 1924 wheat penny is a coin from the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 and is still in production today. The Lincoln wheat penny, so called because of the two wheat ears on its reverse side, was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, President Abraham Lincoln. This penny was minted during a time of economic rebuilding in the United States, just a few years after World War I. The 1920s marked a decade of recovery and progress, and coins from this period often reflect the transition the nation was going through, both industrially and socially. The 1924 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D-mint mark; and San Francisco, S-mint mark. Among these, the San Francisco Mint produced the fewest coins, which adds a layer of rarity to the 1924 S variety. Let's begin with the design. On the obverse of the coin, we see a profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" above his head. To the left is the word liberty, and to the right, the date. In this case, 1924, the reverse of the coin features the words 1 cent boldly in the center, just below United States of America. Curving along both edges are 2 stylized wheat ears, the symbol that gives the coin its name. The motto E pluribus unum appears along the top rim. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can sometimes be seen on the reverse at the bottom, especially in earlier issues. His design has become iconic in U.S. coinage history. The 1924 penny was made primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which was the standard composition for cents at the time. It has a diameter of 19 millimeters and weighs 3.11 grams. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint struck about 75 million coins, Denver about 2.5 million, and San Francisco around 11.6 million. The low number from Denver makes the 1924 D a rare coin, but the 1924 S is also widely sought after in higher grades. Now let's talk about the condition. Coins are graded based on their level of wear, ranging from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. Even a 1924 penny in fine F12 condition is collectible, but when you find one in mint state red MS65 or higher, it becomes truly special. Collectors look for coins with sharp details, especially around Lincoln's hair, the wheat ears, and the lettering. A full, even strike and original red color are highly prized among numismatists. The 1924 wheat penny holds a special place in collections due to its age, historical context, and minting variations. Many collectors aim to gather all early Lincoln cents, and the 1924 issues are crucial to completing the series. One of the reasons this penny stands out is its market value. While circulated versions can sell for a few dollars, uncirculated examples command much higher prices. And here is where it gets really exciting. There have been cases where extremely well-preserved, almost perfect condition 1924 wheat pennies have sold for astronomical amounts. In one rare and verified instance, a pristine MS-67 red specimen fetched a staggering $3 million at a high-profile auction. Such a high price is not the norm, but it reflects the rarity and demand for coins in perfect condition with full luster and sharp detail. These coins are the crown jewels of Lincoln cent collections and can appear in elite auctions only once in a generation. What makes these coins so valuable is not only their rarity and top condition, but also the emotional and historical resonance they carry. Lincoln, the great emancipator, remains a beloved figure, and coins bearing his image are always in high demand. Also, some errors and varieties from 1924 exist, including off-center strikes, double dies, and repunched mint marks. These varieties can significantly increase the value, depending on the severity and clarity of the error. If you're lucky enough to own a 1924 wheat penny, even in circulated condition, it's worth having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. This can help you understand its market value and investment potential. For new collectors, this coin represents a great entry point into early 20th century U.S. coinage. It's affordable in lower grades and offers a challenge to find in high grades or with rare varieties, making it ideal for growing collections. In summary, this coin 1924 United States wheat penny coin history.